Welcome back, everyone, to another edition of the Sick Podcast, Recruits Draftcast, our Sunday Habs Prospect of the Week edition. And yes, we're going to talk some Habs because the comeback Kings almost pull it off again against the Colorado Avalanche. Not quite there. They lose in the shootouts, but the Laval Rocket remain first atop the AHL with a big win against the Cleveland Monsters. We're going to talk about that, as well as our Insta Customs Habs Prospect of the Week and a few honorable mentions as well. It's going to be a fun show, Grant. Let's get started.
Turn up your volume. Because you're about to listen to the Sick Podcast. Recruits Draftcast.
With our first pick in the 2022 NHL Draft, les Canadiens de Montréal sont fiers de repêcher from the Slovakian national team and TPS Turku, Juraj Slafkovsky.
The sickest NHL draft and scouting podcast. It's gonna be sick.
Producer Shane here, as always, joined by the great Grant McCagg. Grant, how are we feeling today?
Yeah, well, feeling better than I did at about, 9:45 last night. Yeah. I hear you felt a little better too.
Yeah, well, I'll tell that story. I'll tell that story. Yeah, I ended up missing the third yesterday. I saw where the game was going. You know, it was 3-1 after the second, and it actually became 4-1 at the start of the third there. So anyways, I was at a bar downtown with some friends. We were watching the game and we decided to leave after the second. We said, we have enough. Let's call it a night. And I get in the car, turn on the radio, and I hear Dvorak, it's Ty Dvorak. So I'm eating crow today. It's okay. It's okay. It was a fun game. I missed the third, but I can still talk about it. Yeah, it's fine.
Good thing they do such a great call on TSN 690 there.
Right. I was listening to Martin McGuire en
français.
He was actually saying Dvorak, c'est l'égalité. Yeah.
Oh, okay. The way you said it, I thought you must have been listening to 690, but okay. Tony will be happy that you weren't listening to the 690.
No. Martin McGuire. If I have to listen on the radio, he's my guy. Him and Daniel Dubé, they do a great job there. So.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Lots of respect to them. But quite the game yesterday. The Habs end up losing in shootouts against the Colorado Avalanche. Obviously one of the better teams in the league, but the simple fact that it went to shootout is what is most impressive here. Trailing 4-1, getting back into the game and forcing shootouts because the overtime was not a piece of cake. Lots to discuss about that game. Where do you want to start?
Yeah, well, I mean, I get it why you laughed. It was Colorado, and I mean, when's the last time the Canadiens overcame multiple goal deficits in the third period in back-to-back games?
That's it.
When's the last time we overcame a 2 and a 3 in back-to-back games? Like, I can't recall. I bet you it's really, really rare. Not only for the Canadiens, but for any team to do that in back-to-back games. Like, there's teams that can go through an entire year and maybe do it once, and they did it twice. There's teams that can't overcome a 1-goal deficit all year, or maybe do it once. The Habs 2 and 3 goals in back-to-back games. It's nuts. Well, Marty was saying about battle and that. We gotta, I forget the word he used now, but he said something about like just that they have to show up and compete every night. That's what it's all about. And obviously they're never out of games. Like, since I'd have to go back and look, but ever since that blowout against Pittsburgh, there hasn't been a game, I don't believe, that they've been, at some point in the third period, they were still in it, right?
Right.
They just can't. Teams can't put them away. And, I mean, Monty, there's been good and bad with Monty lately, but to his credit, he's kept, after he's let in his so-so goals, he doesn't let in anymore, right? And like he comes up, yeah, we remember the soft ones, but to his credit, he's after the soft ones, he doesn't let in anymore, and Montreal gets back in the game, and he gets so he deserves a little bit of credit for that too. And then in the overtime, obviously they got outshot 7-1, but penalty against them, I don't know. That was, I guess, because they felt bad about the line hit in the, like he ran right into a guy and they didn't call a penalty, but there should have been what McKinnon did to Anderson behind the net, I thought was more of a penalty than what the penalty ended up being, or McCarr or whatever. It just, but anyway, I thought Colorado would score there for sure.
Mm-hmm.
You got McKinnon, McCarr, Drouin, and whoever else you want to throw.
Nishushkin. Yeah.
Yeah. But credit to Montembeault for battling. He battles, He's not perfect by any means, but kid's competitive, just like the whole team. So just the resilience is it's really something to behold. Just how resilient this team is.
And a fun fact here, while you were talking, I looked it up. The last time the Habs lost a game with more than a 1-goal differential was February 9th, well over a month ago, against the Tampa Bay Lightning. They lost 5-3. I mean, since then, every game they've lost has been by 1 goal. So They've been in every single game.
Yeah.
That is just remarkable. And they're still in the wild card spot, the second wild card with, I believe, 75 points as we speak, 69 games played. New York Rangers are right behind them at 74 points, but they've played 2 more games. Now the Islanders are at 73 with the same amount of games. So there's still a good race going. But I mean, when you're playing like that, you're in every game. Odds are you're in the playoffs. Like, we're seriously talking about it now.
I think I saw some odds there. They're at 45% now. 45%, which is
it's almost 50.
Better than lottery odds getting that first pick. So yeah, I thought like the turning point last night for me. There were 2 turning points, but we've got a short little clip here because we can only use 5 seconds of clips. But
right there,
God, look at the shots there, 16-7 at that point, and Colorado had been all over them, right? But I mean, Keaton Middleton, 6'6", 230 pounds, like he's a big boy. And you seen it when he came over after, okay, does he know what he's getting into here? It's Arbor. But yeah, I think it was an even fight until Arbor switched to his left, and I surprised him with a couple of the lefts, and then got him with a strong one, with a strong right, and put him down. But that changed the momentum of the game, even though Colorado scored, the 3rd goal. I mean, the shots at that point were 16-7. The rest of the game up until overtime, Montreal would outshoot Colorado 21-14 from that point on in the game, right? Now, yeah, Colorado scored right away. And, I said at the time, well, they have to I had a feeling that they would score quickly. They've done it recently more than once. And again, kudos to their resiliency, right? Not letting that you take 3-0 down to Colorado, 3rd period, deflate a team. Not this team. Slav. We have a couple of Slavs here.
Second half Slav, baby.
Second half Slav was at her. Look at this pass first. That's what got it started, and then he got to the front of the net.
Tip. Oh, great tip.
Wasn't that? he's getting better and better at that, right?
Wow.
Been practicing it. That's the perfect tip. Love the I love how, and then this goal here.
Snipe.
Holy moly. Did the crowd go nuts then or what? I know you didn't see it, but I'm telling you, I'll let you know.
I watched the replay, yeah.
It was just they were going pretty crazy right then, and then when Dvorak scored, it was pandemonium. Like we have a little clip here of Dvorak too, I believe. But can we are we able to get the sound?
Well, we can.
Okay, do it for the Hudson one. We've got that right after.
Okay, you want the sound for the Hudson?
Yeah.
Okay.
If you don't mind.
So we're starting with Dvorak.
Yeah.
Let's have a look at that.
I just want to, what a nice backhand, man. He's been so good lately. Well, look at this at the end.
Yeah.
Oh, it doesn't quite show it, but are you able to stop just right after? Right there.
You gotta see it. Yeah.
He's smiling. First smile of the year. I think Devo smiles once a year.
Yeah.
I got one last year too, and there he couldn't help himself. He had to crack a smile. It's funny though. Right after, like Gally hugged him, and then the guys come in. Then it was right back to stoic Devo. Oh well, man. Been there, done that. Won a Memorial Cup. This is nothing. But but the crowd were right, and about 30 seconds later, turn up the volume for this one. This the Hudson chance, and listen to the crowd. If he would have scored there,
forget about it.
Roof would have came off the building. It just,
man.
Well, you could hear just even during it, you hear the decibel level go up as soon as he started moving up with the puck, and then that went, but that would have been the loudest that we'd have heard at the Bell Center since, I don't even know if it was louder, but I remember that 5-0 comeback against the Rangers.
Wow. Kovalev,
down 5-0.
Oh my!
Came back and won at 6-5.
That was ridiculous.
It would have been that level or maybe higher. The noise if
Subban out the penalty box was good too. Subban out of the penalty box. Wow.
Yeah, but just those comebacks just send the crowd into a frenzy, right? And then it being Colorado, it being like we need every point. Montreal needs every point they can get to make the playoffs. So it's so pertinent, right? These the comeback. But I texted Rob Hudson, right after that, and I said the roof may have came off if Lane had scored there. And I didn't know, but he was at the game. He sends me a photo of yeah, I know. I'm here. But he said it was amazing, like just incredible. He'd never heard, he's been to a lot of hockey games, but I don't think he's ever heard a louder crowd. and I said, wait till the playoffs. If they make the playoffs, it's just going to be nuts. But he said, yeah, Rob, I mean, it's that guy lives and breathes hockey, man. He
the whole family.
He was like, I don't know how many games he's been at, but like the guy lives in Chicago. But when they were on the Western Road swing, he went, like he was on that swing with them, I don't know how many times. Yeah, I'm catching the games in Montreal this week, and he's at the, at Cole's games, and he was at the gold medal game in Ottawa, and like his frequent flyer miles, man, he must get a lot of free trips. But yeah, he's all over. But he keeps telling me, like being close to the team and seeing what amazes him the most about this team, and he's mentioned it to me many times, is just the character
Mm.
of these guys and how close knit they are. Like he's never seen a more close knit group, and just Arbor he absolutely adores. Matheson, Struble,
Yeah.
like all of he loves them all, and they're just such character guys, every one of them, and savvy, like the whole defense group, right? They've been such great mentors for Lane, right? And it's just, but he said last night, he said this team will win a cup in a few years. He has no doubt about it. But he may have been a Chicago fan at one point, but he's a big Habs, and
Yeah.
I'm sure he'll cheer for Washington too. But
Not yet.
no, it's Montreal's his team right now for sure
Yeah.
in the NHL, and it's pretty cool to see how excited he is about the future as well.
It's hard not to be. I mean, you listen to the Bell Center every night now. The place is rocking, right? This city, this fan base wants playoffs. So does the team. And Nick Suzuki going to Kent Hughes saying, "Don't trade anyone. Trust me. This is what happens." It's wonder. Like we talk about culture, right? Culture is a very broad term. This is culture. This is what fosters a winning culture that in the end gets you a Stanley Cup. I mean, it's impossible not to be excited right now.
Or who's not happy that Smiley didn't get traded at the deadline now? Devo.
Everyone.
What's that, like? Three goals in his last 4 or something like that, and big ones. And
he's stepped up. Yeah.
Like, I know I've been preaching it for a while that he's been the whipping boy and it's unfair, and that he's playing better than, it may not be showing up on the score sheet every night, but he's playing well. And now, nobody's arguing with it now, right? Dvorak's been one of the best third line centers in the league the last month. I don't think you can dispute it at all.
No.
And
so useful. Oh yeah, so useful.
Well, he wins.
He
starts off overtimes. He makes the face-offs in his own end. He's there. Big draws, penalty kill, great penalty killer. But he does a lot of little things that you don't necessarily notice. But away from the puck, he's really stout defensively and strong. He's hard to deal with. He's very good down low in the defensive zone. Like a couple of times with McKinnon couldn't outmuscle him. Yeah, he's a thick, strong boy, and no, I love Dvorak, and I love his stoicism too. Just and Caulfield loves him to death. They're like best buddies, and they're kind of the opposites, really, and it's kind of opposites sometimes attract, right? Yeah, Caulfield's always joking and laughing, and I mean Devo does too away from the rink. Just on the ice, it's all business. It's I think it rubs off on the other guys. I think it's pretty cool. So
that's it. And I think we're quick to forget Dvorak's offensive upside. I mean, we saw it in London. This guy was tearing it up in the OHL, and even with Arizona when he was there, he was having some solid seasons. So I mean, this year, first half, let's say, it wasn't really clicking in the ozone, but now we're seeing that. Say he can put it in.
Well, who took the fourth shootout shot in the shootout? Dvorak. Yeah. And he came damn close too. He just like about this far. Yeah, it was the same move that he'd made on Ullmark without his goal stick, but unfortunately this guy had a stick. But no, but that just goes to show you that we're not there at practice, and obviously he's good. He's good on shootouts in practice because they practice it all the time. And if he wasn't, I mean, earlier in the year, how many breakaways chances could he not convert on? Right,
it was terrible.
It was like he couldn't score if his life depended on it. But now, Like he's found his mojo, and obviously in practice when they're doing the shootouts, he's good at it, or they wouldn't have, or Marty wouldn't have called on him, you know. But yeah, that was just so exciting. The third period, um, I watched it downstairs and it was pretty loud. There was when Slav scored the 4-3 goal, because I had a pretty good feeling then that they were going to come back. You know, the crowd went nuts. It was a beautiful goal. We're seeing second half Slav there in full, in full mode. He's just going to be such an exciting power forward in his prime.
Absolutely. Oh yeah. We've been saying it, right? Who's having the last laugh now, huh? The Habs are. Anyways, before we move on to the Laval Rocket, Grant, I do want to give a big shout out to number 11, the Warrior, Brendan Gallagher, who has been amazing lately. Amazing. Yeah. Huge goal against the Islanders. Great play on Dvorak's goal here. I mean, what can you say about this guy that hasn't been said already?
Oh,
just wow.
And what he's going through.
Exactly, right? Forget his contract, but what he's contributing to this team at this very moment is so critical. Like he is the exact type of leader you want in this young group, right?
Yeah.
And to go through what he's going through and persevere and play to the best of his abilities, like that is just he's setting the standard. It's amazing to watch. I love it.
Well, can't be getting a lot of sleep. New papa there,
on top of that,
baby at home, the tragedy of his mom passing away, and Anderson too. Like he right off the bat there, he set the tempo with those hits.
Big.
But he's been incredible the last couple of weeks too. Just the power horse in full mode. That line's been. If there's been a better third line in the league the last 3 weeks, they're damn good, because these guys outplaying everybody. Unreal. And I like Anderson. If he was fully healthy, he'd have fought Middleton and probably would have won too. But he's hurting right now, and that's one of the things to respect about Arbor. Arbor said, "Oh no," because he knows that Josh is hurting right now. So, I'll step in and I'll take him on for you, Josh.
That's a team. That's a team.
Total team player. Yeah.
Wow.
It's just Arbor, Jack, he's indispensable now on this team.
For sure.
I know last year at one point, like Struble was out playing him and he was struggling at the start of last year, but you had to give him time. And at the time, you thought, well, maybe he doesn't have a future. Maybe Struble will, but you need that guy. Last night too, just the first two periods, like there weren't many guys really going. The first, but you could tell, like it wasn't just the fight, but he jumped up into the play a few times. He really stepped up last night. He was fantastic for the Canadiens. And Savvy hasn't been maybe great of late, but Arbor's picked up the slack on that pairing, and he's just been excellent. Struble too. I've loved Struble's play the last month. Wow. He Matheson, first two periods there were some bonehead plays. He made some plays and I mean, you're playing 27 minutes a night. There's going to be those times, but that third period and overtime, just he was such a vital part of them getting a point out of there. His third period was maybe his best of the year, and I'd love to see him step up like that and be such a stud. Lane played 29 minutes last night. Rookie 5'9" rookie defenseman, or 5'10",
Unbelievable.
Yeah. I'd be curious if he got on a scale now, if he's under 160. He's probably about probably about 158 soaking wet because he's
Pumping
playing
full of
so
pizza.
freaking much.
Just
Yeah.
pumping full of pizza. I mean, God.
Yeah, call up Dano and get Dano to deliver him a couple pieces.
Oh yeah, no, it's very impressive. This team is special. This team really is special, and I hope they make the playoffs. I really do. This team deserves it. The fan base deserve it. It's going to be great. Well, if you want to get more Habs talk, you can head over to the Sick Podcast with Tony Marinaro tomorrow night, Monday at 10 p.m. I don't know who his guest is going to be yet, but he's going to be talking more in depth about this game and about the Habs. But we got a lot to talk about the Laval Rocket because they keep buzzing. And before we do, I want to give a big shout out to our good friends over at Cheapest T-shirts. Okay, if you're looking for the cheapest clothing prices, you got to check out CheapestTshirts.ca because they offer the cheapest wholesale prices on 36 top clothing brands and 941 different items. You can enjoy their unbeatable cheapest wholesale prices with no minimum order requirements. You order today, you get it tomorrow. Don't miss out on amazing savings. Shop today at CheapestTshirts.ca. And if you're looking for a hat trick in real estate, Team MKProp RE delivers every time with 5-star Google reviews, professional photography to make your property shine, and unmatched West Island expertise. Helen and Franco's award-winning service guarantees that your real estate journey is a winning play, whether you're buying or selling. So trust the team that makes every move a success. Call Helen and Franco at 514-915-1750. All right. The Laval Rocket, best team in the AHL. Still today, they beat the Cleveland Monsters 6-0, a pounding after a loss, very tight one. But the Laval Rocket bounced back in a big way, convincingly with a shutout. And there's a lot of players we got to talk about here. Who do you want to start with?
Yeah. Well, normally on a shutout, you'd start with the goalie, but how often do you not see a goalie get a star in a shutout win? Hey?
They get like 11 saves or something.
When he only faces 9 shots, or you know. Oh, did they hit 10? Okay, I know late it was 9.
I think it was 11, something like that. It was
well,
small number.
It was like, I mean, kudos to him for picking up the shutout, but the game was never in doubt. You know, like after 2 periods, the Rocket had as many goals as Cleveland had shots. So Cleveland could have scored on every shot, and they would not have had a lead.
Yeah.
So, I mean, 5 shots on goal in 2 periods. It's just 2 shots in the first period, 3 in the second. The Reinbacher didn't play, and that's how deep they're. We'll put in Hayes and we'll let Hoffenmeyer and Reinbacher sit, and we'll put in Hayes and Lindstrom, and didn't miss a beat. Right, that's how deep they are right now.
Yeah.
On defense, they're great. Logan's been excellent too. Logging like 25 minutes a game, killing first PK, first PP, really, really solid. We got Davidson had 2 goals last night, and I think we may have those, but here is boom.
Rocket.
That shot, he's got an NHL shot. Like, you can see why he scored 40 in a dub. Look at that, right? Off the inside of the post. And then this one, again, just a sniper. So he's got 21 on the year. Pretty impressive. You gotta he can scrap. He can hold his own physically. He's improved all around his skating, everything this year. I don't know if it'll be on Montreal, but you got to think that he's got NHL potential down the road.
All day.
And, hopefully he gets a shot in the NHL, because all he's done is just keep improving. This is a kid that was not drafted in his first NHL draft year. Like, how many of those, get picked in the 5th round in their second year go around, and in his second AHL season, 20-goal scorer, and just super all around. They put the kid line back together with him and Beck
Mishar.
and Mishar. And we got a couple of clips of Phil here. He's coming on. He's getting back. He is a superb playmaker. We saw it last year with Kitchener in the playoffs. Like, I think he led the OHL in assists.
Yeah.
Playoffs. But you see there, give him a little bit of space, especially on the PP, and excellent. But here, he's a strong kid, as we saw there, and look at him battling here.
Mm.
He's got some good battle, and he's really good on the power play. But you notice here he made 2 or 3 really, really good passes last game. And here he is again. This was the Davidson goal, but he's the one.
Yeah, he
didn't even look. He knew he was there, right? Those guys are already finding chemistry. Beck got the other assist on that. But I thought we'd give a shout out to Philippe. Friend
of the show.
Yeah, that's right. And Scott Thompson, who's the biggest Meshar fan on Twitter, and Blue Sky will be, I guess he's more on Blue Sky now. Former Twitter, he'll be ecstatic that we featured Philip. He's
well worth it.
That's his guy. So, All right, and Scott.
Yesterday, I mean, we were treated to a highlight reel goal by a defenseman as well. Let's talk a little bit about Adam Engstrom, because wow.
Yeah. Well, here was a nice pass to Reinbacher, Reinbacher's goal from Friday night, and then this assist is not as impressive as the goal, but look at this. Look at that pass to Davidson, and you can see, you get a better look of it here, but the old fake shot pass.
It was perfect, like right on the tape.
That was elite, that pass. But this is a coup de grace.
Baby.
I'm watching this and okay. Yeah.
It's in.
Boom.
Come on.
That's that makes a highlight reel of any league.
This is a defenseman. I mean, hello.
And that's the third best prospect on defense on the Laval Rocket at 21 years of age too, or whatever it is. Like, they the future is very bright in Montreal. But how good is Laval going to be next year too? Like,
I don't even want to think about it. You add probably Kapanen into the mix. Fowler. Hello.
Well, like, does Mailloux make, both Mailloux and Reinbacher probably don't make the Habs next year? One of them will. So one of them's back in Laval. Demidov joins the team. If they get a second line center, Doc back, there may be no spot for Beck in Montreal right away either. So you got Beck, Kapanen, Roy, still all probably don't have spots in Montreal next year to start the year, unless Demidov does. But I can't see that. Demidov will be on the Habs next year, unless they bring in Rottenberg to replace Marty. But I'm thinking that's not going to happen. Probably not.
No. I would change fandom if that. Like, I would become a Sens fan. You're like that. You know what I mean? Like that's how bad it would be. But no, it's a clear testament to the depth in this organization. And beyond that, you have 2 first-round picks in the 2025 draft. Michael Hage is going to play another year in Michigan. You still have even more prospects outside of the system. I mean, what can you say about the rebuild? That's how you do it. Well done, Kent and Jeff.
Engstrom, I think, would be able to make a lot of defense scores out of training camp next year in the NHL.
Without a doubt.
And he won't he won't be close to cracking Montreal's yet. So Laval will be just a powerhouse, for the foreseeable future. The following year they'll get those probably one or two of those first round picks that will be coming, like in Hage will join, and the on and on. I don't think Hage is gonna. I'd be surprised if he turns pro. It looks like Michigan. Well, yeah, Michigan season's done.
They're done, yeah.
Yeah, but I think there's no rush on him. He needs to get stronger and round out his game a bit. And one more year in Michigan, I think, will do him good. And I hope that he stays another year.
I think that's the consensus opinion, really.
Yeah. I'm not expecting to see him. Even if he could maybe help Laval a bit, they don't need help right now.
There's no rush.
They're going to get Kapanen, right?
Exactly, yeah.
And that'll be good enough. Maybe Thorpe, this Deneen kid doesn't look too bad either. He, Kevin Deneen's son. So character kid, big kid, was a captain of Yale. Hasn't looked too bad in his first, I mean, he's not going to be a point getter. He's not going to get a lot of points.
That's fine.
But that's fine. He works hard, busting his tail his first few games. You can tell he's a character guy. A Deneen, chip off the old block, right? And he'll fit in nice. Bring some size, a little more sandpaper, and lots of competitiveness. So I like that addition. He reminds me a lot of Condata. They keep bringing these guys.
Mm-hmm.
They stress character, and they're getting the guys that they add that more than anything will be mentors for the young group, are all high character captains of their teams in college, and just great character kids. And that's only going to help all of the young talent develop. It's almost like having extra coaches out there. Maybe they don't have NHL, and that's fine. They aren't going to play in the NHL. Although Condata, I wouldn't put it past him playing a fourth line role in the NHL at some point. It may not be in Montreal, but character kid. They signed him too, right?
Mm-hmm.
Re-signed him the past week to a 2-year contract, which I love.
He wants to be here.
Yeah, well, hey, it's who wouldn't right now?
Yeah.
And I think it bodes well for if a free agent, they go after him in the off season. Who wouldn't want to be part of that? What looks like a team that's going to compete for a Stanley Cup in a couple of years. That in the mecca of hockey, where it'll be just nuts, like Colorado. Like a team comes in and they hear that crowd last night, and imagine they think, "Wow, geez, that'd be a fun place to play." If one of them ever became a free agent and they were thinking, "Where would I like to play?" All these teams that come in and see how rabid the crowd is and how supportive and how much of a hockey city Montreal is. It's just got to be appealing now, a lot more so than 15, 20 years ago when the team wasn't very good. Management wasn't very good. The future didn't look that bright. They didn't have a lot of prospects in the system. Well, none of that's the case now. So, it's just the future is, as I keep saying, is extremely bright.
No doubt about it. No doubt about it. Well, before we get to our Insta Customs Habs prospect of the week, I do want to give a big shout out to our friends over at Sport Buff. That's where you shop all your sports licensed lifestyle apparel, including hoodies, caps, and tees of your favorite teams from all major leagues. It's only at sportbuffshop.com. And if you use code SICK10, they're still giving you 10% off all their items. So you want to go check out sportbuffshop.com. Well, I think to no one's surprise, our Insta Customs Habs prospect of the week, we're sticking in Laval for this one, Grant. Let's get to it.
Insta Customs Habs Prospect of the Week.
As always, our Habs Prospect of the Week is proudly brought to you by Insta Customs. They are Canada's highest rated custom apparel and drinkware print shop. They boast an impressive 4.9 Google star rating. So whether you need printed or embroidered t-shirts, hoodies, crew necks, hats, and more, they've got you covered. They specialize in emergency rush orders to meet your tight deadlines. Now, their store is conveniently located on Stanley Street, downtown Montreal, but ordering online is just as easy. You order today, it's printed today, pick up or shipped today. Visit them at instacustoms.com. We saw him in a few of the clips there, including his goal, but it had to be him. Our Insta Customs Habs Prospect of the Week is David Reinbacher.
This, I couldn't. Reinbacher's going to quickly catch up to Demidov and Prospect of the Week here. I think it's back to back for him, but I was just so impressed with him Friday night. Mm-hmm. He played 22-24, was once again a dominant force. He logged plenty of ice time on both the power play and the penalty kill. Scored the first goal of the game, kickstart the Rocket, but he was, with a little bit of luck, he could add 2 or 3. He jumped into the rush every opportunity. He loves to step in from the blue line and looks for the puck. He's for a 20-year-old kid playing pro, he's just brimming with confidence. And I guess that look at that little move he made there. I almost scored on that one, and we'll see another one a little later, right after his goal. He rang one off the post, and we'll see that too. But he is so poised. I just love how poised he is with the puck for a 20-year-old. Again, I know I keep bringing that part up, but he just he hangs onto the puck until the right option is there, and he's got the mobility, the reach, and already has the strength to to hold on to it until that such a time that you find the right option out there. But I have loved his look at how strong he is. How many guys would have been knocked down on that? Most. And that just and he's only 20, but that guy rocked him, and he stayed on his feet. It just goes to show you how strong a lower body he already has. He's just he's got to be at least 220, but you can see on these the offensive upside that he has on the power play. Very good passer. He's got the mobility, the length, and the strength to find the open spots and hold on to the puck until he gets the right option. He's got very good vision. I love those plays where you reverse the puck. A lot of guys would be thinking straight ahead. No, he's always thinking of the best option. Look at how he took out the guy there. I love how strong he already is, and his range is just great. His gap control too is excellent. He knows that he's got the reach and mobility to recover if someone tries to beat him to the outside. And his range and one-on-one defending is impeccable. Again, makes the right pass just every time. I like how he got in here too. Started giving
he doesn't mind mixing it up. I've noticed he likes it.
Well, he's huge. He's a big kid.
Yeah, might as well, dude.
Well, no, he's got jam. Yeah. There's no doubt about that. I like that part of his game too. But you just look at this too. He has no issues whatsoever rushing with the puck, and then gets to it. He's got such a long stick, and I think because he's 6'3", you don't really can fully appreciate just how good a skater he is already. And he's only going to get better. And here it is.
Dang. Oh,
I love the stick tap too. It's not a hard stick tap, but it was a stick tap. But there's his bomb. He's going to score a lot of NHL goals. He's got a bomb, and that's the part of his game that's the most underrated. Look at that play too. That was nice. You see so few mistakes. It's he never rushes a pass, and he gets it deep in his zone. He makes the smart decisions every time. He has no issue absorbing a hit either to make a play, as we saw on that one highlight. Well, in part because he's already bigger and heavier than 90% of the players are, in the AHL. But he can beat you with his speed, length, strength, guile, and that's exactly what he does. This is the play here. That was right after he had scored. He almost had 2 goals in 2 shifts. And then tell me that and then he took the penalty, but that was all effort. I had no issue with that. Great back check, and he got a penalty on it, but I was more impressed by the back check than anything. Shows his heart and skating ability,
Not a lazy penalty at all.
No, I had no issue with that at all. And here he goes, he knows when to pinch in. Rarely gets caught making a poor pinch. So it's and here's another nice rush. Look how strong he is, eh? He just went through that guy like butter. And this is in the overtime. Again, just if you were to watch these highlights and say, yeah, that kid's 20 years old, you wouldn't believe it.
No.
Because I don't know that I've seen a more promising 20-year-old defenseman in the AHL. It's just typically someone that's got that package never sees the AHL. And it's, well, if he hadn't missed the season up till now, I think he'd be in the NHL right now, because the guy's he's better than David Savard right now.
Oh, no doubt.
But I mean, they need Savvy's experience, and Savvy brings a lot to the table there, and just the veteran experience. But next year, as much as I don't know if Savard will keep playing or not, but it'll be tough for them to bring him back, because just Savard, what's he, 34 now? I think. I think he could still maybe play a little bit, but they're just I can't see Reinbacher not making the team
34
at a training camp. I think he may even, depending on if they make the playoffs and how they're going and this and that, wouldn't be surprised if he was up with the big team. As much as they could use him in Laval, the big club, that's the you bring up guys for the playoff run, right? You need the depth, and I could see him playing some playoff games for the Canadiens and not looking out of place. So, he's ready, but it'll be interesting to see how that whole thing is handled. I want to see a long playoff run with Laval, but he didn't play last game, and they allowed 10 shots or whatever, 11 shots. So they can win even with, well, they were winning all year without him anyway, right? So they can win without Reinbacher. So it'll be interesting to see, because I think he could help the Canadiens right now. He finds it easy in the AHL, and it's only what does he play, 10 games in his career, something, it's well, this year, what has he played, 8 maybe, but not even that. So and he's finding it that easy already. So they got at this point the stud defenseman of that draft class. They got him. I've got no qualms whatsoever with them taking him 5th overall. Michkov got off to a quick start there. He's going to produce, but and I said it for 2 years, and it's even more apparent to me now. You're playing a playoff game in the NHL, and if you ask me who would you rather have for that playoff game, at this point anyway, give me Reinbacher over Michkov all day.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's gonna be a stud playoff performer for a Canadian team that contends for a lot of years. As much as I love Ryan Leonard too, 6'3" defense. I think Reinbacher can be a 50, 60 point shutdown penalty kill defenseman down the road.
Wow.
He'll play with Hudson. They'll be the top pairing.
Oh, Hudson feeding him? Oh, boy.
Hudson feeding him and vice versa. You know, the two of them are going to get a lot of double assists on goals by Slav and Demidov down the road, and whoever else they've got,
Yeah.
So it's there is a lot of offensive upside there too, and I think he's going to be a shutdown defender, play first PK, probably second power play, and first pairing right defenseman. Those are invaluable. So
that's it.
I think they made a great pick at 5th overall, and anyone that still has qualms about that shouldn't be
tune into the Rocket. Tune into
Yeah.
the Rocket. You won't be worried anymore. He's
yeah,
looking like
yeah. If you don't believe me, that's right. Go watch the Rocket, and if you watch objectively, I think you can't be anything but impressed by him.
No, he's looking damn good. So David Reinbacher is our Insta Customs Habs prospect of the weekend. He might get it again next week. Who knows? He's on a roll right now, and
that'd be all right.
Well deserving of it. Now we want to give an honorable mention to the other Austrian prospect in the Habs prospect pool, that being Vinny Rohrer. He's doing great right now.
Nice segue there. Yeah, Vinny got 2 assists in the series clincher for Zurich. They won their series 4-1, I believe it was. And I wish they had a closer up camera, but look at he's the guy back in the zone. He does that all the time. He's a forward, but he's always back. And again, I always love, it's a empty net and assist. Hey, this is a 21-year-old kid. They're protecting, trying to win a playoff game, protecting the lead, and he's out there.
Mm-hmm.
That's the most impressive thing as far as I'm concerned. Such a young kid that they rely on defensively because he's really stout defensively, but he was solid in their series clincher. They're going on to the next round. He's picking up invaluable because they're such a good team. They won last year. They won, he got lots of playoff experience last year. Mm-hmm. I imagine that they're going right to the finals again this year. And Swiss League is so underrated. It's such a fast-paced game, and he's not out of place whatsoever. Plays a third-line center role. Coaches, Crawford loved him. New coach loves him. He's a really, really solid NHL prospect that, at center, the Canadiens have suddenly they have an embarrassment of riches at center, and they still have to they're probably picking up another one in the off season, whether it be in the draft or, through trade or free agency. So center's looking very promising for the Canadiens.
Mm-hmm. And that's another guy that could join the Rocket next season as well. So imagine that.
Well, that's right. Like, and he may end up playing on the wing, or we'll see. Like he can play both. Yet another guy. You can't have too many centers because they can always move to the wing. And I don't know if his contract's up or not, but he is going to come back and he'll play. I don't know. He could even maybe join them this spring too, possibility. Like Swiss League's already in their playoffs, right? So they'll be done before Laval's done, and we'll see. I'll have to have a look at his contract, but he's a possibility as an addition, along with Thorpe and Kapanen and a couple other guys down the line here. Fowler, it'll be interesting. And Fowler, they lost out, but they're going to be in the Frozen Four.
That's it. They're not done yet. No.
No. You know, someone was asking, well, is Fowler's season done? No, definitely not. But they'll likely make the Final Four, I would think. We'll see, though. I mean,
anything's possible.
It's very competitive, and I mean, Denver's the defending champs. They got knocked out. They lost to Michigan, Western Michigan, in the NCHC final. But unfortunately, I don't have. Sam Harris scored a power play goal on the weekend here in their semifinal game. But from the week before, we've got a really nice goal by Sam Harris that wanted to show. Nice play by him there, and then the and then the Deke. His skating has really improved, so that was like the biggest knock on him. But that was his 22nd goal of the year.
Oof.
Look at that, eh?
Humble to Sully. Oh no.
yeah. I figured I'd show the end over there, but top 10 in goal scoring in his sophomore year in college. He's a solid prospect. A good bet for Laval down the road. I think he plays another year at least in college, but again, another kid that can help Laval in the future. Denver, so he scored a big goal in the semifinal on, I don't know if it was Friday, but they made the final. They had a 3-0 lead on Western Michigan, and they lost 4-3. So now we know how Colorado sort of feels.
Well, yeah.
Denver.
Yeah. Well, at least Colorado pulled off with a win, but
it was a Colorado reverse. Yeah. Denver. Anyway, well, that's right. But they did. They did blow it. They had a 4-1 lead, and anyway, they'll be tough. Denver will be a tough out. They're very good. Zeev Buum, Divine. You can go down the list. They've got a really good team. I love the NCAA playoffs. The Frozen Four. There's some great hockey, and I look forward to it. Unfortunately, Hage won't be in it, but we'll get to see Harrison Fowler, and they'll maybe, I didn't check to see, but I imagine Sawyer's probably in it too. So he's come on a little bit at the end of the year, scored a couple of goals, and I might have to find those highlights and feature him as an honorable mention too, maybe next episode.
That's good stuff. Well, before we wrap up, I do want to remind everyone that you can still go all the way with Betway and get a free bet up to $200 if your first bet loses. You can scan that QR code on the screen or click on the link in the details section to create an account and redeem your welcome offer. The offer is only available for new customers. Terms and conditions apply. The offer is not available in Ontario. And as always, you must be 18 years or older. Please play responsibly. Grab before we head out, I do want to remind everyone that you can go on recruits.ca and purchase your 2025 draft guide. Get the comprehensive outlook of this draft. See which players are ranked where. There's great collaborations as well, notably by Craig Button. And the draft guide is going to be both in French and in English. So pour tous nos téléspectateurs qui parlent français, you can still get yours in French as well, courtesy of the great Grant McCagg. So that'll do it for us on this Sunday Habs edition. We will be back on Friday to talk some more 2025 NHL draft. Grant, anything to add before we wrap this one up?
Well, I just, this is playoff hockey. I love it. Junior, it's like playoff hockey in the NHL too, right? Especially with the teams so close. Calgary's right in it. I hope 6 Canadian teams make it. We'll see. 7 ideally, but probably only one of Vancouver or Calgary gets in if either does in the West. But I just love it. I'm watching hockey 16 hours a day some days here, and it's a tough job, but somebody's got to do it.
Right. It's the best time of the year. The weather's getting nice out and the games are meaningful. It's fun to be a hockey fan right now. I agree. Well, it's a great show. It was a great show, and I can't wait for our next one. Grant, thank you as always. So for Grant McCagg, I'm producer Shane. This has been another edition of the Sick Podcast, Recruits Draft Cast. Have a great week, everyone. We will see you on Friday.
And that's a wrap. Hope you don't miss us too much until next time. Follow the Sick Podcast, Recruits Draftcast on YouTube, Facebook, Google Play, and Apple Podcasts.